Hello and welcome to the Blackout podcast where I get to talk to amazing people that do amazing things. And today I have Templeton Sawyer. So let's see, you're a brand strategist, motivational speaker. What, like, I remember reading your LinkedIn. I was like, what doesn't this man do? Thank you so much for coming on the podcast
No
today.
problem, no problem.
So let's start with you actually telling me what all those lines on your LinkedIn mean, like basically what you do on what you do. Yeah, let's start with that.
Okay, cool. In regards to my professional life, I am a branding strategist, and also in regards to focusing on marketing and communications in that sort. I do some current work for other different organizations in Halifax, and I'm currently actually acting president of Mount Saint Vincent University Students Union. I'm
Oh.
actually focusing also on governance, structure, HR, and all that good stuff. And also I'm also involved sitting on 3 board directors currently in Halifax.
Which
Um,
board?
so one is I'm the chair for the programming operations for Youth Art Connections.
Oh, nice.
So I
Oh,
just
man,
got
I love what they
yeah
do.
yeah
And I just found on Instagram that they are doing live workshops again because it
they
was
do.
all on Instagram
Yeah.
for the last couple of months.
They are. So I just actually got that position throughout the summer, so I'm still learning the operations standpoint and focusing on developing new programs for youth in general. I'm passionate about youth development, so that's one of my areas. And the other organization I'm a part of is Volunteer Management Professional Nova Scotia, which focus on the volunteer organizations within Nova Scotia and all that good stuff, and also abroad with the different provinces connected and all that good stuff. And the last one, I'm in charge. I sit on the board for Heartwood Center for Youth Development.
Oh,
Which
youth development
yeah,
again.
anything that's surrounding youth, I would say I'm a part of, and I've been volunteering for quite some time because I see volunteering not as a drag or as a force. I see volunteering as gaining more expertise and gaining more skills and development and all that good stuff. And the more you get involved within the organization, the more they want to give you more access to different opportunities. And so that's what I normally do in my life. And so
Oh no,
yeah.
that's great. That is great. And you are from Bahamas and you moved to Canada to study. Do you want to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
For sure. So while in the Bahamas, I actually worked at the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce. So
What the hell?
so I worked there for a year prior to graduating. And
What were you doing there?
so I was like the program administrator for a program called Specialized Knowledge for Youth. So
Youths again.
anything that has youth in it. So this program was basically focused on youth development, and empowering and preparing young people for the job market and for the work world. And so we launched this for high school students, and then launching it out to university students
Oh, that's
to
cool.
develop their knowledge and all that good stuff. And so like I said, I only worked there for a whole 1 year, and then I decided to say, hey, I want to go to school now. And there's a lady of the name of Moni Kinsey. She inspired me by saying, hey, if you don't want to go off to college, then don't talk to me. And so like it gave me like this sense of humor and sense of passion to say, if this lady believes in me, then I'm gonna go off and take action. So I
Yeah.
took action, and I went to Prince Edward Island, Holland College, and
What did you
pursued
study there?
my associate degree in marketing and advertising management. And I
Oh.
finished there, and now I'm here at Mount Saint Vincent
And what are you doing in
University.
Mount Saint Vincent?
My bachelor's in business marketing and minoring in nonprofit leadership.
Oh man,
So
that's a and I like. When are you finished?
I'm going to potentially, with everything being sorted out, with my course load and everything, it's supposed to be next year.
So let's talk about Corona, right?
Mhm.
So Corona happened. How did that affect all these things you do and school?
I would say Corona has actually brought a lot of opportunities wise,
Mm.
and a lot of potential for me to develop, because actually it was my goal to be on 2 podcasts for the summer. And
Oh.
so I got to be on one podcast with this lady. She's a Forbes magazine coach, for a part of the coach council for Forbes magazine.
Yeah.
And so I was a part of her podcast, and then you reached out to me and said like, you're my second one.
Nice.
And so I was pretty excited. And so I think goals wise, I got the opportunity to do that. And also I got to do an internship, amazing internship with Teamwork Cooperative. It's an employment agency that focuses on diversity and helping other people around Nova Scotia for job development. And I must say, I found my area of passion for career development just being there. And so I'm doing like ongoing projects for them right now, focusing on the marketing aspect as well, and also focusing on public engagement. So tomorrow, I'm actually going to be leading a workshop on public speaking 101. So just like my part 2 of that public speaking engagement, just empowering young people and people in general to just expand on their skills to speak up and to develop for where they're going. So
let's so give me if I want to do any public speaking, just like your cliff notes, what are 3 to 5 things that I should focus on?
I think you should focus on what you're passionate about. One thing a lot of people say, I want to focus on different topics and diversity, but I think you should focus on the main 3 topics that you're passionate about, and then go from there and make it your main message. Also practice. Practice.
Well, how do you practice to speak? Like, do you do the entire thing?
I look in the mirror. Literally, I look in the mirror and I look at my expressions and the way how I would talk in the mirror, and then I go, you have to make yourself feel confident. And a lot of people are afraid of that mirror. They are afraid of looking at themselves.
We have a monitor behind. I always have it turned away because I can't.
And that's the point. Like, you have to be confident in yourself and the way how you speak and all that stuff. And for me, I always try to do the research. So the next thing I say would do the research. If you're passionate about the topic, do the research, expand on your research and everything, because some persons normally focus just on what they want to talk about. But I say like, hey, there's more to that. There's more trends going on within that topic about purpose, faith, leadership in general. Leadership has different capacities and different ways of how you can analyze that in a different way. So that's how you have to do it.
Okay, so talk in the mirror. Talk about what I like. And research. And embrace confidence. Well, I think I can do all that. I'm gonna struggle with that mirror part because like even brushing my teeth, I'm like, okay, do we really have to do this?
Yeah.
So when did you, I guess, discover your love for? Let's start with youth development first before we come to public speaking.
I would say in regards to my passion for youth development, back home in the Bahamas, we are passionate about just engaging with youth. And our government, I would say, is passionate about seeing the next generation to move forward into where they want to be. So I've been afforded the opportunity while in high school to be a part of the change agent. I would say I was the head administrator, like head boy, student administrator for my school. And you normally get that position when you're in grade 12. And so I developed those leadership skills in my grade 7. And so like during that time, I would say it's been very interesting to see where I want to focus. But there's been a hunger for where youth want to discover their purpose. And because there's been people who are not there for them, to say, hey, no one's here to say I have purpose. No one's here to say I can change my life to do things and to become someone or to be someone in life. And so I found my passion to just mentoring my friends. It began with mentoring my friends, and then it began mentoring others surrounding my space and who is entering. So I'm contagious when I enter a space. So when people see me, it's like they want to get to know who the heck I am. And so like I'm very contagious change it. So like when I sneeze, that means the leadership potential will go into you, and
Yeah.
it'll move out of you. And so when I go out there and just empower young people, it brings life to me to see the
Mm.
development. So currently, I'm actually mentoring other people from the Bahamas, just on an online basis, just mentoring.
So like Zoom or
Zoom chat, Facebook chat, WhatsApp video call. So I have 3 platforms, or
Mm.
Google Hangouts. So I try to meet with them on weekends, on afternoons. So like people always say like, what do you do on your weekends or evenings? Sometimes I'm mentoring people and coaching people to be
Oh.
where they want to do, because a lot of youth, I would say, find themselves doubting themselves on their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see that's where my passion lied. And when I became head boy, I was like one of the leaders that engaged a lot of young people. A lot of people thought I was like being very forceful with my youth, but then they didn't realize until I actually graduated that hey, he meant purpose, he meant
Mm.
driven, and all that stuff. And then I had a lot of persons who, I would say, looked down on me, that they actually came to me for
Mm.
help and for youth advices. And I take it as an honor in a way. I didn't take it as being ego
Yeah,
in
like,
the
oh,
ego.
look, you're
Yeah,
coming back
yeah,
there.
yeah. And so I didn't think of it that way. I was like honored for that person, like to
Mm.
come back to me just to mentor and to coach them. So yeah, that's
And
me
then
for
the
youth.
public speaking one.
Public speaking, I would say it came from my mother.
Oh,
Yeah,
how?
she is a public speaker in general. She is a educator in education,
Mm.
and she was a person of thought that goes out to inspire her students in the classroom. She actually was my teacher,
Oh,
and she was my
how? Wait,
principal.
pause. How was that experience having your mom
I
as your
would
teacher?
say having my mom as my teacher was very interesting, but I would say it was inspiring because she always forced us to do our homeworks when we get home.
Yeah,
And so
right.
like yeah, say yeah, no, the students are doing their homework, you're gonna do your homework as well.
Cause like,
Yeah.
so she's like in school,
hmm
she's right there, and then she brings the school to the
Yeah,
house too.
she brought the school to the house, and so I would say she was that type of mother,
Mm.
where she instilled education, and you will not once you will literally sit at that table until you finish that assignment, unless if you don't finish that assignment, then you're not gonna leave. Like that's how she was, or
Uh,
you're not gonna have playtime outside, or go with the kids in the neighborhood, because I grew up in an island called Abaco,
mm.
and then before moving to Abaco, I had that experience with her being, and then after that she became my principal and my teacher.
Oh
So
my god.
it was double the stress, because I had to be on my best behavior, and all that good stuff. I remember a teacher, like when my mom went away for a conference, and then we went to school, and I was actually misbehaving. Like the teacher literally told my mom when she got back, and so I said like, yeah. So that was one of my experience. But overall, she was the person that actually got me into public speaking, because
Mm.
she led also public debates, national debates in the Bahamas.
Oh.
And so she moderated them, and she hosts district debates in the Bahamas. And so
Mm.
I was inspired, because she's always this type of person. She does it today.
Mm.
Everything that I write, that I have to speak about, she wants to reread it.
No way.
Yeah. No, she said, you are not going to embarrass me. You're not going to go on public stage and embarrass me. And in a way, it's so like I'm like her image. And so like she said like what she said, you when you go out there, you representing me.
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I thought I'm
yeah.
representing myself in this way. And so that's the Caribbean parenting that I grew up in.
Yeah,
And so yeah.
Oh
yeah.
well, man, it's good to have such a solid foundation,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I was gonna ask, right? Coming from Bahamas, right? What was your very first winter like in Canada?
I would say because I lived in Prince Edward Island, it was crazy.
Oh.
I would say I was, because I'm used to the heat climate and everything, and then during the Christmas we normally get like this cool climate and all that stuff. But it was interesting. It was very freezing, because PEI has like this shock of freezing ice on your face. That's how I felt. Like my face was freeze. I was like, it feels like I'm in a refrigerator or I'm in a freezer. Like, why is my face like this? And all stuff. And then I changed color and everything. And I said like, yeah. And so when my parents say, are you actually using bleaching cream or something like that? It's like, no, it's just the winter that changes my color and all that stuff. So yeah,
Oh yeah, I've actually not. But then, so are you saying that PI's winter is worse than winters here?
yeah, I
Oh,
I enjoy the winter here. I think it's more
oh,
fun and relaxing because the winter is not brutal.
yeah.
In
Yeah,
that
I've
way,
never
yeah,
experienced PI's winter, so I can't speak to that.
yeah.
So you moved here. Have the thing with it. Well, talk about the acting president as MSVU. What does that mean? Like, is it like why is the acting there? Is it because of Corona or?
So originally I was elected vice president communications for the Students Union. And I'm actually in second in command when the president takes out of office,
Mm-hmm.
then the vice president communications actually assumes the acting president's role.
Oh.
So I would say doing that I actually was supposed to be out of office as of April, but because of COVID and everything, not us doing the elections, I'm still here. And I'm still actually doing the acting role. And I must say, it's given me a lot of life lessons
Mm-hmm.
doing my role as acting president, having to make crucial decisions, and also empowering my team to move forward in life. And I always, I'm this type of person where you have to inspire
Mm.
but don't show the emotions.
In
And
what way?
I'm a person, I show my emotions to the right people.
Okay, wait.
So I have selected people who I show my emotions to.
Yeah.
And I would say I would show my emotions either to one of the persons in senior management, because we do have senior management at Students Union.
Mm.
So I would show my emotions there. But versus if I'm empowering students to be the change, I don't show my emotions there. I try to just suck it up and be the leader that I am today and go over it. Then after that, then I show the real
Yeah, yeah,
tears.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say I'm real in general,
Mm.
but I don't think it's good to show the emotions on students, and I treat that in general when it comes down to mentoring people as well.
Mhm.
Yes, I have some type of emotions when mentoring and coaching people, but I try not to allow my emotions to be consumed, to let them be the one to emotion and then be the one to empower,
Mm.
and that's vice versa. In when I try to change people's life into where they want to be and where they want to go. I'm having like this. I had this thought last year. Well, last week, not last year, last week.
Mhm.
And just continuing to developing young people globally.
Mm.
Because I started mentoring people in the Bahamas and mentoring people over here in Halifax and PEI and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And so I thought about globally. So I'm currently mentoring this guy in Gambia, all the way
Oh.
in Gambia. And we also have, so I would say 10 a.m. my time, and I think it's like 1 on nighttime their time.
Mm.
I'm actually up coaching and
Whoa.
mentoring people just to discover their purpose and discover their dream. And
Mhm.
so there's a lot of initiatives that I want to do. And so I talked to my friend the other day and say, okay, Tyler, you're like public speaking, you're branding, you're doing all this stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to develop a brand now.
Mm.
What that brand is going to be, it's question mark.
Because
It's a
that was gonna be my
it's
next
a question. It's a
question.
question mark because there's a lot of things that I do, and I'm
Mhm.
discovering. I sat down at my desk the other day, and I actually write down 4 pillars of where I'm actually doing right now. So it's right now from youth development, and then focusing on marketing, branding, then focusing on communications, then focusing on governance and human resources.
Mm.
4 of the pillars that I'm actually currently doing, and
Mhm.
how can I give access to other people and lending my support and my brand and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of. Okay, so let's go talking about brand now. Let's talk. So, as a brand strategist, what
Mm.
do you do?
And a brand as a brand strategist, I tend to analyze the value of the organization and the brand of the organization to where it wants to go.
Mhm.
I feel that let's say for example, organizations tend to say, okay, we're an organization that's on diversity. And then
Mhm.
I try to say, okay, are we acting in diversity? Is our brand showing diversity? Is our brand actually speaking diversity in promotional and posters and everything that we produce and all that stuff?
Mhm.
So it's my job to analyze that, and I also look at the analytics when it comes down to social media and all that good stuff, and then write a report and then present a report and have a discussion about the report and also make recommendations. I'm a recommendator
Oh.
and all stuff. So making recommendations and also making strategies to way forward and all that stuff. And so I would say that's basically my core part of the job is analyzing research and making recommendations.
So of all the some of the brands you've worked with, what was one of the fun job you had developing a brand strategy?
I would say, so I worked at this company for a while. Well, I would say for just a couple months. It's called Lauren and Co. So I had the opportunity to just develop some pieces of where she wanted to go because it was a startup and it was like kind of interesting to see the organization to where it started and where it wanted to be. And so I look at the different parts of where the organization wanted to move forward and all that stuff. And so I think her organization was my fun project of developing a strategy and also developing analysis for one of the clients that we work with and then moving forward in that. So yeah.
Wow, nice. Talking about the mentorship part, like someone reaches out to you to mentor them, what happens?
So I take them through a step by step. I'm a person, I try to mentor people for a year. I commit to 1 year, but you cannot always keep on consistently mentoring unless if you don't give them an opportunity to go take action. I say you can have a mentor. I can be your mentor, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna mentor you for 1 year, and then I call mentoring the babying step and you're like behind them and everything like a parent and everything. I'm behind them for 1 year and then I'm stepping back
Oh.
and then allowing them to grow. And I say, like, if you have any questions, then reach out to me. But at the end of the day, I try to commit at least, for one person, I try to commit at least twice, 2 or 3 times a month.
And how long would the meeting be and what would it involve?
I would say I would focus on discovering your passion, discovering your purpose, and also discovering where you want to be in the next 2 years.
2.
Not 5 years. A lot of people say 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, we're in the now moment. Let's focus on just 2 years. Let's baby step it because a lot of people, they say, oh, I want to be a billionaire in the next 5 years. I was like, no, that's not how it works. I say, yes, you can realistically speak that in existence and everything. But that's not how it works. And so I say, like, what are you doing in the next 2 years? What do you want to do? And what do you want to develop and everything? And so that's how I revolve around my coaching skills. I'm very vulnerable. So I'm not a person that charges for my coaching skills, but I'm getting, like I said, for my branding, now that I'm branding things, I'm getting there to say, okay, I'm producing new things. But right now, I'm actually seeing it as an opportunity to grow and to coach other young people and to be, because I'm a person, I try to reach out to people as well. If I see someone's making a change or someone's struggling in general, I try to reach out and say, hey, my name's Templeton Sawyer and everything. Every time I tell people that I do that, my best friends, they say, you're crazy.
Why did they say you're crazy?
Because they say, like, I would never reach out to someone like that and randomly have a conversation. I say, listen, that's how the opportunity gets produced. If you actually engage,
you need to
and start having a conversation. It always starts with a conversation and see where it goes. And so that's just me in general.
So what are some strategies that you use to help the person your mentee find their passion, their purpose, and what they'll do?
What I try to I would say I try to give them a little mini homework. So write down at least 5 to 20 things that they're passionate about, and then narrow it down to just 1 skill or 2 skills or 3 skills, like, and then go from there. And then I say, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about that? And then they actually say, that's a good thought to actually go. And so, like, just for example, if someone's thinking about event planning because they're actually a good designer, because they actually love weddings and they love actually going out to produce different settings and also. So I try to narrow it down to say, hey, event planning,
Mm.
and all that good stuff. And then I try to connect with other persons on LinkedIn and try to connect them with them and all that stuff. So I'm a
Oh.
connector in
Yeah.
a way. So because a lot of persons they say, oh, you have a lot of persons in your network. I say, yeah, I do in my network, and so I'm trying to get the net worth.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah.
net worth
Yeah.
equals your net worth, and so
Mm.
that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm actually in 2020. This is
Yeah.
my goal to just produce that way. And so yeah, that's how I do it, and is give them homework, and
Yeah.
then go from there, and see how they perform. But sometimes we also go through a book. I normally try to do John Maxwell, Les Brown, or Napoleon Hill. So
Which books from these authors?
so with Napoleon Hill is Think and Grow Rich,
Hmm.
with Napoleon Hill, and also John Maxwell is variety of leaders eat last.
Mm.
I think that's the name of the book. Leaders eat last. I love that book because it's like you're producing all the work and you're producing all the passion and then you're leaving yourself as the last. It's like
Hmm.
you're sacrificing your life to serve others.
Mm.
And even though I agree with that, sometimes you also have to serve yourself.
You need to eat.
Yeah, you need to fill yourself before you produce into other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's some ways I do agree in the book, and so I try to analyze books, and then I actually produce and just give out information and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Mm. So like and then I guess how do you decide which social media or communication app that you use to mentor the mentee?
Well, it depends. I try to focus on using Teams or using Google Hangout. I try to be professional in that way to use those and just add it into my calendar, because if I add it in my calendar, I remember.
Is
If I
there
actually just text you and tell you let's do that, I
Mm.
say please you have to remind me versus me actually having to remind
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
And so, but I'm practicing now to actually add it into my Meets calendar or my Google calendar, and then my phone reminds me. It just pings like you have a meeting in 5 minutes or 15 minutes. And
Yeah.
so I say, oh, I do have this meeting and all that stuff. And so literally my Sundays are just focused on my calendar and
Oh.
seeing where, because if someone asks me, say, what are you doing this week? I say, don't ask me that. Ask me that in the next 2 to 4 hours when I'm done actually analyzing my week,
Okay.
and all that good stuff. But overall, I would say, yeah, I try to use Google Meets, Meets or Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I gotta ask. So, apart from Google Meets and Hangouts,
Hmm.
are there any other apps that you recommend?
I would say,
And not just for chatting, just apps in general.
mm, Zoom is good, but I would also say I try to use Skype as well, because Skype has been upgrading to the next level and all that good stuff just to chat and to also have meetings.
Mm.
Also I would say WhatsApp is a good platform for certain ways. If you want to have chats, like the guy who I'm mentoring in Gambia, we're using WhatsApp for a reason, because there's no other communication channel that that person has, and so
Mm.
that's the only reason why I'm accommodating to using WhatsApp. But I try to create a group and add persons within that group, and then reach out to them separately in that way. So I try to create a group and then we chat and
Do
have a
they do the
conversation.
people in the group get to talk to each other
They
or?
do. They do.
Oh,
They
okay,
do.
okay.
That's how it works. Sometimes I do group channels, and then sometimes I just do like just individual.
Single.
So not everyone's in the group.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, but like I'm just asking now, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you use Apple or Android, but like are there
Oh,
any?
I'm an Apple fan.
Oh Jesus.
I'm both. I'm both. I would say I'm both. I'm both. I do have a Samsung and I do have an Apple, so
Okay,
I
so
produce both.
so yeah, so like
Yeah.
what apps would you recommend people to get and why?
I would say in regards to just chatting
No,
or
just general apps in general.
I would say there's this app is called Schedule Calendar. It's just like a scheduling when you're scheduling, and then also there's this thing called Streak, but it's actually in your Gmail account. With Streak, it actually allows you to follow up. It
Oh.
allows you to add more persons within your team, or if you're actually trying to complete a project,
Mm.
you can actually just update how that project is progressing in a way.
Oh.
And so Streak has a lot of advantages. And one of my friends in Toronto, who's actually a motivational speaker, Sam Dema, I would say he uses Streak just to analyze who he motivates and who he coaches and all that stuff. And so
Mm.
I try to use Streak now to say, did I win this coaching agreement or something like that. And so yeah.
Oh wow. I've never actually heard of that, and
Yeah.
I'm a Google fan. Any
Yeah.
other ones? I'm just
I would say for well, Hootsuite is good. Hootsuite is just a social media
oh, that's the one that you can like schedule stuff.
schedule
Oh.
posts and all
But
that
don't
stuff.
you have to pay for it, or is it free?
There's a free version. There is a free version for Hootsuite, and there's a paid version.
Oh, okay.
But I would say both are beneficial if you're just starting out. Both are beneficial in that way. But, yeah, I think that's it that I'm thinking about out my head right now.
Okay, so let's talk about Utah Connection,
Mm-hmm.
because I have like just a little bit of an idea of what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the building
Mhm.
before Corona,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great space,
Mhm.
and it's right in line with what you do with youth
Mhm.
development.
Mm-hmm.
What made you, apart from the youth development part, but what other reasons made you reach out to them?
The reason why I reach out to Youth Art Connection because they are discovering and helping young people with entrepreneurship, and actually allowing them to produce their purpose. Because I know there was an event where they had persons who wanted to create an art exhibit, and actually they had different arts for sale and everything, and actually youth using income basis and all that good stuff. And so I think that's one of my reasons because I wanted to allow young people to discover their entrepreneurial skills and also people in general to use that ways. Like I said, and also diversity. There's also a lot of diversity aspects to Youth Art Connections, and allowing other persons to use their talents and development and all that stuff. So yeah.
So now that they're starting to reopen back, I guess we in at least in the Atlantic bubble are
Mhm.
kind of have a grip over this Corona thing.
Mhm.
What are some plans you have moving forward? And not just with you, our connection, just yourself in general.
In general, I'm thinking about finishing up my book.
Oh, you're writing a
I'm
book.
writing a book.
Do you have a title?
Well, it's called "Tweet the Leader in You."
Tweet the
yes,
leader in you.
Yeah,
Like
so,
tweet?
yeah, tweet,
Oh!
yeah. So tweet the leader in you. And so I was thinking about how I was going to target the book, but also is actually telling my story in a conversation and the ways how I started and how because I'm a person I tweet a lot of things on my social media and I put things out there.
Yeah.
But I'm changing the acronym, so I can't say the acronym right now. But there is an acronym for tweet. And so yeah, so tweet has a meaning.
Oh, yeah. Now you caught me. Now I'm like, yeah.
So tweet does have a meaning for the book, and so
And it's gonna be in the book.
Yeah.
Do you like use it as a framework now, or you are saving it till the book comes out?
I am using it as a framework right now to see where I want to produce, what I want to add, and I'm adding more practice tools into it. So there is some practice homework in the book and everything.
Oh.
And there's going to be a part 2. So we'll see how part 1 goes first.
Yeah.
Because part 1 is like a big chunk of work, and then part 2 is going to be maybe a mini version of part 1, but then analyzing some other versions.
So, but in your mind, do you have to finish part 1 to get to part 2, or okay, you can't skip?
No, I can't go to the next. I can't go to the next level of the book before I finish part 1.
No, and I'm talking of just the people reading it when it's out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if part 1 is out and then part 2 is out,
Mm-hmm.
as just like a person going to the store if I buy the part 2, I'm gonna miss if I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you have to get part 1 before you get part 2.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh man. Any other plans?
For me, I'm thinking about where I want to go education wise. Moving forward within my master's program.
Oh jeez.
So yeah, I'm an educator. But I'm sorry, education is in my family. And
Oh.
entrepreneurship is on my dad's side of the family.
Oh, so
I'm
you
like,
have both.
yeah, so I have both that clashes into me.
Yeah.
So I have most of my mother's family on the education, and then half my dad's side of the family on entrepreneurship.
Oh.
But my next goal is to close my master's program. I'm focusing on public policy.
Oh.
Because I find there's a way that needs to be changed in society, the way how we handle branding and how we handle diversity and how we handle things on social media governance, and the way how we post on social media and all that good stuff. So I'm focusing on all those aspects and communications and all that good stuff. And also we'll see how the time goes. I'm trying to also finish up my blog. So I'm blogging as well. I started it out this summer to see how the blog would go. I paused it for a moment because I was so busy doing a lot of stuff. But I think once I'm done with Students Union, I'll be able to focus more on that part of
And when is
aspects.
student union done?
Student Union will be done at the ending part of this month,
Oh.
hopefully, quote unquote, hopefully, with our elections being done. So I think that's like my hopes.
Okay.
And yeah, just building more partnerships. I'm gonna just speak a little briefly about another campaign that I'm trying to work on. It's called well, we tried to change it a little bit, but right now the game plan that I had in my head was I support movement. With this movement is just supporting people globally, internationally, locally, most importantly, just to tell them that we support and we believe in them, and then sending positive vibes to people, and just moving forward with them and
What
inspiring
made
them.
you do that? Like, think of this campaign?
Like I said, it always starts with a dream and a vision. I'm a visionaire where I have a book on the side of my bed,
What book?
a writing book.
Oh, you wake
Um,
up and like, I'm gonna do this.
Yes. And so if I wake up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
it's because I woke up with a dream and I actually have to write that dream down. And then I move. So I like that movement start with in my head as a dream.
Yeah.
And then actually I just write it down and I said like, okay, it's written down. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And then I have to trust like at least like 4 people who I can tell that to.
Fair
Because I
enough.
can't tell it to any and everybody. But
mhm.
hey, folks,
This
if you're
is-
listening to me, this is not an invitation to say that you get invited to this moment yet. I mean, everyone's invited.
Yeah.
But I just need a mighty team.
How do you
Um,
choose that team? The people you have in that team.
Well, it just depends
Mm.
on the expertise and the mindset. And I look for the expertise in the mindset and the passion that people have in certain areas. Like I just need a promoter, I need a engager, I need someone who's a researcher or someone who deals with like the financial aspect of it and everything. And so I focus on all those aspects when it comes down. I'm a person, yes, if you think about quitting, don't quit. I like you can't come on my team and then tell me that you're gonna quit. Like I'm gonna make you sign a contract that you're not gonna quit on me for the next 4 years until this project is completed.
Yeah.
And that's how like I'm not a person who loves persons who say, okay, I'm gonna commit to this certain
And
amount of time and then scoot out.
yeah.
Like I'm not that type of person. I say like no, if you're not going to commit, then just say it up front. But I'm gonna make you sign a contract just to say that you're gonna do it.
My approach is
Legal aspect. Yeah.
My approach is basically I try to just surround myself with people that know a lot of shit, because then it makes me look like I know stuff and I don't know any fucking thing. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I know who to reach out to
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
amazing thing, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that person will know that. So like my team, I call them the Avengers. Like they
The
make the
Avengers. That's
logo.
good. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And then the other thing you did, my wife Monica does this thing where if she dreams, she just wakes up and has this book, and I'm like, so
Yeah.
like I don't know. I like that approach,
Mhm.
but I think the thing is also with you, and it's like you have the dream, you wake up, you write it down,
Mhm.
but you actually have to go and do the work.
For me, I try a vision is not timelined. It's you have to write it down,
Mm.
but at the end of the day, it gets done when it actually gets done.
Mm.
Like you have to take your time
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of things, and like I have like maybe 100 things that I want to do, but I'm only one person.
Yeah.
I need a movement. I need people who are like my mighty team who will
Mm.
like be on my back to support me.
Mhm.
And then there's persons who will say like, no, you can't do that right now. But then
Uh,
again, I love when people say that and then prove them wrong that I can do it in a way. Because
my approach is
yeah.
always like, watch me,
Yeah,
watch me.
Yeah, watch me do it. I say,
Yeah.
and I'm this type of person. When people say I can't do it, then I secretly just
Yeah.
come into their inner space and then see. And then when they see that I did, I say, "Aha! Yeah, I did it." I say, "You said I couldn't do it."
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And I remember, and I was just gonna talk about this a little bit. Growing up in my high school age, I had educators or high school teachers who didn't believe in me.
Oh wow.
I have persons who were jealous and scared of me and everything. I say like, listen, you should be an educator of change, and you should be inspiring your students
Yeah.
to be the change agents and to go there. Because I'm a person, I never made the honor roll.
No.
I never made the honor roll. I was always a 2.5 student.
Oh.
And this is the part of my story where it gets very interesting, where I didn't allow my academic standards to move me forward into my passion to where I wanted to be. But now I'm actually in university, I'm making actually the honor rolls list.
Oh.
And so here's the switch, where the switch came from. It's like, okay, I actually went from being a part of, I wouldn't say it's a low academic standard. 2.5 is actually sometimes a good standard to be. It's you can actually go forward. And I always made a 2.5 or above, but never made. I think maybe once I made a 3 point in my life in high school. But I wouldn't think it was ever else happen. To say I made the academic standard, and then afterwards I moved forward into my college life and everything. But I stood up on a stage to some young people back home in the Bahamas, and I said, you have to believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, and if you don't believe that if you can do it, then who else is going to believe in you? And because I believed in everything, it's kind of interesting the way how I got here. I'm actually on a public school scholarship. I'm from my back home in the Bahamas, and it took hard for me to actually get here for where I am today. And a lot of people say like, how did you get the guts to apply for a government scholarship? Wrote a letter. Like, I think I wrote inspiration because there are persons who believe in me. I am the person who I am today, and this is why I do what I do now to inspire other people. To be change agent. I focus on persons who was just like me. I mean, who didn't have like those belief in that they can do and everything. I push them to say, hey, don't look at your academics is important, but actually allow your mind to move forward to say, hey, I have a purpose in life.
Yeah.
I can do anything that I put my mind to. And because I actually did that, even my parents, my mom, she's my role model, but she was one of those type persons. She had doubts. She believed in me, but she had doubts and say like, hey, I don't know. There are hurdles that Tyler you have to climb. I say, I want to climb those hurdles. I want to do that. And because I actually went off to school, I inspired my mom to finish her master's program
Wow.
at Barry University. And so I was like a kind of inspiration. I am still an inspiration to my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I made the change to where they want to be. And so I'm a living story. I write the chapters every day up to where I want to be and where I want to go. And I always say I'm not perfect. I'm still humble and all that stuff. And I always say, yeah, a lot of people, they see I'm doing a lot of good stuff, and they see a lot of great stuff that I'm doing, but then they always say, oh, he's perfect. He has it all together. FYI, people, not everyone has it all together.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have it all together, give me the good book that you're reading, and then we're going to go forward with that. And so, like, listen, you have to actually try to see other people as and I don't like look for the perfect people when I'm mentoring. I don't look for I look for the person who's struggling. I look for the person who's hurting and the person who's going through a lot, and then I listen and then interpret. As like I'm a navigator, a person who navigates person's destination to where they are and to where they want to go.
Yeah.
I always say like, listen, you have to be a mini Surrey. I'm like the mini Surrey in your life. I say I will literally navigate you. If you actually say, Tyler, where is where is London? And then, well, London is this place where, Tyler, how do I find my purpose? Get your ass up and move forward and actually do that. Like, I'm the type of person who actually tries, because a lot of persons say ask questions. And so that's why I say, like, so when they ask Surrey a lot of questions, Surrey tells them what to do.
Yeah.
And so when persons ask me questions, I try to interpret in a way to inspire.
Wow, man, Tyler Templeton Sawyer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's just amazing. I think, when the camera goes off, I have something I would like to propose to you, and I hope you say yes, because, like, it's, you know what? See, my thing is,
Yeah.
everyone has something to say.
Yeah.
Everyone has something to say.
Yeah.
But if what you have to say inspires more people than just yourself, then you should get a big megaphone and just preach it to the world. So thank you for everything you're doing, and thank you for being inspiring, and I can't wait to find out what tweet actually means.
Yes. Indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.